event, there was no Sova on this map at all. So what is shinobi going to be flexing over to, and what is the rest of Cloud9 switch up here amongst the roles?
Yeah, Sova is just a difficult agent to play on this map. The verticality isn't the best thing for Hunter's Fury. Although Shock Dart, I will always say, is just a great piece of utility, always super helpful. And, you know, it never hurts to get information with the recon. There's just going to be some better options. Lots of corridors to play out of here because of the map being so tight. So here's the composition that we're going to see. Triple duelist once again for Cloud9 as they're running the Reyna, the Jett, as well as the Raze. And then they're going to have the Sentinel there for Vice, being his trusty Cypher, and then shinobi will be going over toward Omen. This is about what they did beforehand, but the last time they ran split against Envy, they were not playing the Reyna, and they were not playing the Jett. Instead, they ran a Breach and a Phoenix. So it's clear that they like TenZ on Reyna. I think they probably saw Scream play and they were just like, let's just go for this. And it's already going to be very beneficial for them because he can even take away that HP from cover.
Envy's hitting this so hard. Spike's about to go down.
They're
and
flying.
You look at the top of the ramp, it's being watched by Calypso. As long as he can stay alive, they can focus all their attention on the other exits up top. So nice early break-in from Envy. Cloud9, though, still has TenZ alive with Relyks, and this is the duo you want here.
And he's overhealed as well, so that bailed him out from taking the damage in front and from behind. The issue is, though, is that Relyks wasn't there in time. The nade trying to just flush him out. But FNS had the plan. He knew exactly what he needed to do, and Envy are able to strike first here against C9.
Fantastic rush, and credit to TenZ, who's able to get one, but 2 kills come scoring right back in their face. And then Envy slowly able to work the low ground. Calypso able to get a trade kill at the top of the ramp. There was TenZ just spamming through the Cypher cage. Final moments here, I thought they had a chance, but it's simply outnumbered. And they will fall. TenZ opening up with 3 straight kills is going to be able to use some of that bonus money to invest in a Sheriff this round while the rest of his teammates are on the Classic. So keep your eyes on that Reyna if they're looking for a second round upset.
All right, FNS is going to try and just pull away any kind of information that he can here. Hasn't played his camera yet. While that's going on, though, B is the plan. B is what they're going for. And they're just going to send this one right ahead. C9, with the weapons that they have no real choice but to just play this retake here. Kaboose gets cut off from his teammates, and you would imagine that he would have been able to pick off that kill. The difference is TenZ. He's the problem that they would have had to have gone through there. TenZ manages to win that. He will get himself a gun, but a few of the shots for Envy are going to be real pretty. Only player left alive, and a nice shot there from FNS. He's going to just nail that one against TenZ.
The right clicky click is going to land. Finesse opening up 5-0. That's what you love to see from your in-game leader. I have been so impressed with this man the last 2 tournaments. He goes from kind of a bottom fragger and purely a support player to leading his team on the leaderboard here. You can see 5-0-0. He's getting his kills with headshots, finishing those strong. Also, aKis, it was great to see him messing around with the Killjoy earlier in this tournament. Just stay on Sage the rest of the way. Love him going back to his default pick.
It's not a problem to go for Killjoy in some of the maps, but I do agree with you here, Puckett, on Split. It's something that's worked for them in the past, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I value that for sure. Now they're going to try and play here for A, get some information out of this, and then look to see what they can get out of mid. They are not going to be running a Sage C9, so you won't get that stall, but C9 has to play around their aggression, which now that they have some weapons, they could very well do so here.
They don't have an operator, though, so that is the one advantage for Envy. They are running 2 Spectres, but the sniper rifle can give them the range they need, especially to work this A site. Finesse's camera is going to tag up the Raze, as it's going to be Relyks having to back down, but the Omen still in position there for a trade if they try and get aggressive at A. The real play, though, is being set up in the middle of the map, and you got to get through this, man. TenZ has his Empress ready to pop if needed, as the Reyna could do massive damage. The A ropes are being cleared, though. Everyone is on low side of A. They know it, and this could be a big opening for Envy.
That could have been really dodgy there had aKis actually dropped because they were both on that rope. Giving that sound cue away would have been enough, but they're going to be okay here now as more time continues to pass by, and C9 haven't really gotten any kind of information on B. Still have 3 players there. They still haven't really invested anything, but I like the fact that Envy slowed this down, and they're just going to go for the aggression. They're going to break the trap, and now that's going to prompt everyone to just go in for the move. They're going to try and take Heaven control.
Interesting defensive setup. No one with mid presence, so they were waiting on contact, and then will react. Kills are traded out early. Shinobi's going to fall, though, deep on site. Envy crashing in with 3 straight kills as mummAy does the damage on screens. And this is going to be a spike down in a nearly, well, impossible retake here. And it looks like Cloud9, they realize that as well. Let's just go for some exit frags, keep our guns, because we are broke.
Yeah, there's really no options here for C9. Envy just played that very, very well. They did everything that they needed to do. I think that it boils down to the fact that because you don't have the stall, you don't have the wall to block them on mid, you do not, and because they were also playing camera on B, had they done what they did in the last round and played camera mid, they actually would have been able to stop that push. But because they didn't have that there and they don't have Sage, they kind of lose out on that, giving Envy a lot of free reign to kind of do whatever it is that they want to do.
It's just a tough comp to play defense with. I mean, you've got some mobility, but outside of that, you're really just looking at a comp that is built to take charge and challenge on these attacks. So defense for Cloud9 is going to be tough with the heroes they've selected, but we'll see what weapons they have to play with. So far, it's been all Envy, the dominant site for them. They've been taking their time in the early rounds, getting mid control, and then asserting their dominance.
So they're going to put a Spectre on Shinobi. No opportunities for them to be able to get an op here. They've lost 3 in a row. What is the setup going to be? They're still going to play camera at B, and they'll keep TenZ in rope room, which I actually do quite like this. So they're bringing TenZ rope room because when they want to try and push out, they're just spreading out the numbers here and just seeing what the play for Envy is going to be most importantly. And Envy, there's a probability that they go right into this, and a Lear could actually stop this push completely.
And of course, your attackers have recognized where those Cypher tripwires were in the previous round. So Cloud9 with the Reyna watching the rope room allows a little bit more freedom here from Vice on his defensive setup. But Vice looks like he is going to go just raw aim, and he's going to find the first pick. Trade is going to be coming. He knows it, but the peak is late as TenZ is going to fall. That is your mid defense destroyed.
Yeah, I think Vice did a good job there of being that first contact, and I was expecting a Lear out of TenZ immediately after that, and it just didn't come.
I don't know if they had money, to be honest. I
Yeah,
think they may be totally broke because some players don't even have full armor this round. So this was a desperate buy from C9. And we'll see what they can make of the 3 versus 4. Only 36 seconds left for the offense. It takes 4 to plant. mitch comes out as Finesse will fall. A kill is traded out, and it's a 2 versus 2. Shinobi working with Mitch. And that's a big win for Shinobi, but now he finds himself in a 1 versus 2.
He's going to play right inside of that dark cover. They were certainly going to be wise to that one, though. It was a quite transparent play. Shinobi didn't really have a lot of options. He also only had like 25 or 30 HP, so his choices there were just not going to pan out for him. Now, though, Envy, they're looking really good. And this is not a shocker, given that they have a lot of confidence on split. And I'm glad to see them playing hard like this, you know, because against Sentinels, they were getting bopped around a little too much. And I think they just took too many risks.
In their overtime losses, Envy was struggling on the pistol rounds. The fact that they won that first one and then the initial rifle round sets themselves up for success as attackers. You look at the buy, a Vandal is coming out for TenZ, but everyone else is poor, even some shorties on the map this round. And Vice is going to peek right into death. That is 2 rounds in a row. He is going to be dropped. And B, well, they're going to need help here because here comes the full Envy attack.
And block off Heaven. Now it'll just, there's no wall to handle that, but they have the guns, and just more power to them as they manage to push this one through. C9 playing an attempted retake here. I mean, TenZ, I love the fact that when, you know, the Reyna gets the kill, she goes into the dismiss state, but then at this point, when you have 2 bodies looking right at the target, there's just nothing that can happen here. It was just very little options that C9 had. Also want to do note of this, Puckett, when they did play split last time, Cloud9 actually lost the 2 pistols, and then from there, they actually ended this one out 8-4. That was at FaZe Invitational.
Got it.
Clearly, Envy have gone to the drawing board and realized what it is that they need to fix, because this is looking like a dominant attacking side here.
aKis playing bully against players with no body armor that round, doing work with his Phantom, gets up to 7 kills, but more importantly, has his res ready to rock now. On the other side, TenZ still with the Empress, and of course Shinobi could teleport for some information, potentially a late round flank.
But they have some guns here, and they have everything that they need. Mitch is 0-4, which is a rare form for him to be in at the beginning, but I'm okay with that because now he's going to have the weapon that he needs, and this could be a problem. They may not be expecting this on A ramp.
Almost positive this is his first op buy. In the rifle round originally, he had just a Phantom, so we'll see what impact the Jett can have. For now, though, it's going to be mummAy's Jett in the middle of the map that is threatening for first blood. Both TenZ and Relyks stacked up on the other side of that smoke. It's going to be an A hit, Golden Boy. Look for some work coming in right now, as you're going to see both the Raze and the Jett stacking up. That's going to be mummAy working with kaboose.
Oh, the camera's low. Oh, he got it right at the nick of time. Okay, so they remove that camera out, right? Puts a little fear into them, but there it is. There's Mitch. That's exactly what you wanted to see if you're a Cloud9 fan. Mitch, as soon as he's able to get that gun, has so much impact right away. It's just him and TenZ in this tandem duo of being able to handle the business with an op and with these duelists too. I continue to commend Mitch for the range that he has. Now, though, you mentioned that it looked like it would be an A hit, and you also mentioned the information grab too, Puckett. So shinobi gets that, meaning now they can actually play around that a little bit here. Mitch with another shot from long. This is going to thwart this push from Envy.
They're out of time. You got 20 seconds left to react. mummAy's just going to cause some problems here. But this spike needs to go down. And look at this. While mummAy is making so much noise over at A, the full defense has retreated off of B so they can get the spike planted from the Cypher. Finesse is going to get it down. Oh, and what was looking like a tough round for Envy, all of a sudden, it's a free B bomb site.
Ooh.
And they could steal this round back.
Oh, let's wait real fast, though, because Relyks was trying to make a magic happen, but instead, Envy, they had the positioning. You just when you think that everything's going to go poorly for Envy, they regroup midway through. Very well done.
Envy with some big plays. mummAy dropped, but the res comes in a little bit later in the round, and then mummAy is able to make his impact felt with that sniper. Calypso clearing out the back. mummAy continues to clean up players over at A, and with the spike down, they finish strong. A messy round for Envy, but I like the fact that you can watch them making the decisions on the fly based off the information they're gathering from the defense, and also just based around where the picks are landing around the map.
There's just some good individual plays, too, that bailed them out there, right? Calypso hitting that kill against TenZ. TenZ wins that fight, and the round goes to C9 easy. And this was a round that they desperately needed because the buy is very unhealthy for Cloud9 here. Envy continued to roll on with some great plays, and kaboose out of the gate gets a stop there against Vice. Vice is looking to see if he can get anything out of this and probably take that orb for some additional information. TenZ, though, don't have to worry about him too much.
And TenZ doesn't know it, but that gun is free. His teammates just dropped in the mid, so that is going to force him to change up his positioning. And it's now a 2 versus 3. Envy starting to work their way onto the A site. Big win again from FNS. Re-peeking, taking down the Omen. So spike will be planted any moment. But they are very concerned about where is TenZ. After clearing out the site and checking screens room, the wall goes up to protect them. The spike is planted cleanly. 7-0 here, Golden Boy, and that, of course, is just a pistol round from C9, but it's 3 times in a row that I've seen Vice, not 3 in a row, but whenever they're on a low buy, Vice seems to feel he needs to get that intro pick. He's getting aggressive over at B main, and it hasn't been working. Would love to see him play a little deeper on the site in the future. Yeah,
it's been a problem for them, and then once Vice goes down, camera doesn't become a factor anymore. Yeah, trap wire's there, but whatever cyber cages are set up, those basically have no more value, and now, I think that C9, they're kind of just grasping for straws here. They need to figure out how to stop the plays that C9 are doing at the extremities, right? How they're handling the early contact that's happening over at B, and then also, you know, the way they stack up A. But this actually is a interesting approach, and this is what I want to see from the triple duelist comp, is just get aggressive early on and put some fear into them. TenZ, a nice shot connecting there onto mummAy. kaboose is going to try and equalize this one, which he successfully accomplishes that task. A paranoia, though, maybe takes some space, but the slow orb, that's why Sage is so darn good, because they had no opportunity to be able to play around that.
Shout out to Relyks as well, getting the rocket off and then getting away, boosting around the corner, which is 33 HP, is going to keep this one manageable for C9. And Mitch putting that operator to work. Mid has been shut down. They know Spike is out there. Calypso, 50 seconds and an operator of his own. Big fight, and Mitch is going to win it. His third of the round, and the first round win for Cloud9 in 8.
Mitch is the guy that you need to be a factor here, and once he does that, it's very hard to stop C9. Although I will say, like, Vice has been struggling a little bit because of the early plays that he's been trying to make, but I have been keeping my eye on Mitch for the better part of this game, and a 3K to get them a round win here, kind of, as we like to say, stop the bleeding, critical for them.
Very little on the defensive end to stall out your opponents. It comes down to landing your shots for C9. That round they did it. Can they make it back to back? Opening pick goes to shinobi, but kaboose instantly gets the trade. And now you're going to see the Omen ultimate in the back as Calypso is going to check, make sure screens is clear. That makes them feel comfortable enough to put this spike down instantly.
Retake here for Cloud9. If they get one kill, you can neural theft this, but it's going to be Calypso. That's the player that we have to keep an eye on. Boombot does not get the pick, but Relyks does manage to get the kill instead. Kaboose connects with a rocket. At Lear, perhaps, maybe was going to be that difference there. Pulls that crosshair around and then puts some caution into Kaboose. But on the site, though, just so much carnage. Nice shot from Vice, managing to clutch that one out. There he is, exactly, Puckett. Big win for C9, 2 in a row.
And we talked about shinobi stepping up his game. How about Vice in this tournament? If you look at his numbers, they have been way up. The start of this game, not his best. But that was an enormous finish to a crucial round as Cloud9 is able to get their third. This is still manageable. And remember, this is a defense-oriented map in theory, so Cloud9 could walk away with a 7-5 score at the half and be able to do their own work with the triple agents on the attack coming out of Mitch, Relyks, and TenZ. Could be very dangerous here in the second half.
Yeah, and I will say this much, though. That last play there where Vice managed to get that, he should have been dead. So, you know, hey, man, way to keep that shot leveled up and perfectly fine. And mummAy out of the gate there punishes Mitch. That's going to hurt them a lot. They don't have the res because they don't have Sage to be able to play around that here. And now they're going to send this one out. This is actually something that we saw before from Sentinels, where Sinatra would go full in. It would look like they're investing into the B side, and then they would pull away and wrap around to try and see if they can take mid and then go like heaven and then get to A side. So this was a I think they didn't like what they saw as well, so they decided to just drop back. But mummAy, oh man, I did not expect that. He had that angle too, but TenZ so good.
I couldn't tell. Did he move a little bit? Did he miss a shot, or was TenZ just faster on the trigger? Either way, nice job by shinobi playing the cross there to trade if they got a little too aggressive. And now shinobi, in theory, could go on a flank. We'll see how Cloud9 decides to play this. They're waiting for one of the tripwires to go off, and now they've got the info. They're at A.
Well, it's going to be up to FNS here to try and stop any of the players that are going to be on the cross, right? TenZ already made it through, but he's also worried about the player that could be coming here from B, and Vice. What a big win there. Is able to keep Cloud9 very much competitive in this round. It would have been a 3v3 at that point. Calypso gets contacted there against TenZ. TenZ wins that one as he jumps around the corner and hits him with an op. It's all up to aKis here. And just
TenZ.
No real options to be able to handle that one. TenZ was a beast that round.
He's always been in the conversation of who is the best player in Valorant. And I just love watching him. Previously, solely on the Jett. I've watched him try Viper, and I'm like, just go back to Jett. But this Reyna play, it allows Mitch to play the Jett. And I feel like that's how Cloud9 has really leveled up for this tournament.
Yeah, they realize that they have so many players that can do a variety of roles, and that is going to be the thing that we need to see more of in Valorant, in my opinion, is players that will adapt faster. You know, I think that there are going to be certain people, certain agents right now especially, that are just too critical. Omen and Cypher being the ones that definitely stand out. But to be able to have the flexibility to go off of Sage and play Jett, and Mitch also, I think he plays Phoenix as well. Like, he just does so much for this team.
Taking a look at the defensive setup, they've switched up the position of TenZ, who wants to get aggro with the op down the mid. Blades are coming out on the opposite side as mummAy is going to be charging forward. Through his cloudburst he goes. And actually, that's what the Omen thought as well. It's going to be shinobi on the other side of the wall waiting for it. Just gathering space. TenZ is able to punish the middle of the map. Man advantage for Cloud9, but the attack is coming in here at A.
And then because he's able to dismiss, he's freely able to go into heaven. He's not challenged. He's not concerned. It's almost like Jett in that regard, where she could just tailwind out. Her ability, while it depends on getting the kill, once that kill happens, you can't do anything to stop the Reyna.
mummAy, nice job to get himself out of danger. And I thought the Sage was in trouble. aKis had the spike, and he was in the middle of the map, trapped by TenZ's angle. Instead of moving forward, though, he gets a little help, patiently waits for Finesse to support him, and then they get the res off. So Envy is back to full force here. You have a weak Jett, but she's got the mobility to get herself out of dodge. TenZ about to be pressured here as 3 players flanked.
So you thought,
they
right?
threatened the B, and now they're going back to A again. This is the second time they've done this, GB.
Yeah, it gives them an opening to be able to get inside of there. They're going to play for this A hit. Relyks, though, could be the one that actually spoils this one. Does manage to pick up 1 kill. He's going to find another one behind him as well. Oh, that's going to be very unfortunate. 3 players, though, are going to fly out of this. The nade does some damage. Shinobi, unfortunately for him, though, is going to get capped off by the blades from mummAy's Jett. Now you have
Spike
2 players playing this retake here. They got to finish up this kill. FNS
3
does manage to
seconds
pick
to
up
survive.
1. And there's mummAy. He makes the play. That was just awesome. And he had to go for it. He had no choice.
There were 2 seconds left to get that kill. If you get around the corner, you might survive the round. Instead, mummAy is able to chase down Mitch in the final moments and secures a big round 8. Here's a look at how it all started, though. I feel like there's some comms missing because they should have felt this pressure on the flank. Instead, Relyks gets an early double, and it's up to some heroics from mummAy to finish it out.
Yeah, he had no updraft to be able to get up there, too. Had he updraft, though, I think he would have gotten picked because it's too obvious of a play. And you know that you have a Jett swinging around with that hit scan Blade Storm. It's just a frustrating thing to play against.
I like the more defensive setup here at B at the start. So Vice goes with a late tripwire. He doesn't hold the tight corner that we've seen either him or Mitch hold the last 4 rounds. And they're going to let the Cypher solo hold B as they keep mid presence. On the attacking side, mummAy with the operator is looking for the opening pick, and he's got to get through TenZ to pull it off.
Here comes the poke. Well done, though. That trap wire, or sorry, the cyber cage is going to give him enough time to get at least 1 player across. That is going to disrupt the crosshair placement, though, right? If mummAy comes from the opposite side, oh, that just got scouted out immediately there. That was so sick. And then TenZ gets the kill, but mummAy is going to stop him there. Now it's up to Shinobi. With a fat paranoia, does manage to connect with at least 2 players, but we have the retake for Cloud9.
Great stuff from TenZ early on, but better stuff from Envy to give themselves a man advantage here. 30 seconds again. They're going down to the wire with these plants. This time, Spike is actually going to go down, so it's up to the 2-man retake, and Mitch is going to make it a clean 2-on-2. You have no idea where they're at on the site, and he's going to gather the info. Drops the Raze down to about 4 health.
It's up to Mitch.
But Vice is able to get the clutch for now, or Calypso rather.
8 HP. Playing a little game of chicken here. Does Mitch manage to get the connection? And it's going to be Calypso. A huge win for the team is going to give them that win as they go into the next half.
Big win by Calypso. They had the advantage going into the final moments there. Mitch gave them an opportunity, but the Raze holding strong on the opposite side continues to be a thorn in their side. Can we take a look at the numbers here as our players are loading up on mostly Ghost? You're going to see light armor on aKis. Relyks is going to do the same thing, as will Mitch.
I think if you're C9, Puckett, you're okay with 8-4 would have been better, obviously, but this composition with not a lot of stall to get 9-3, and now they have so much aggression that they can play off of, might make this a very interesting half here for C9. They have a lot to work with.
You're looking at the kills here. I mean, it's only an 8-kill difference, but it's a 6-round differential as well. Those were very tight rounds in the first half. Let's take a look at how this attack goes down. Just like Envy, it's an early A hit, and they are hitting it hard. Cypher is going to go through the tripwire as the first fight is going to be lost by Mitch. Finesse, body shots, but they're good enough. aKis finds the double headshots, and all of a sudden, TenZ and crew are in trouble.
Yeah, this is a really rough spot for them to be in, and it's partially because they never dealt with a player that was going to be located at the back of the site there. TenZ gets blown up, courtesy of kaboose's nades, and that is a quick start to that round, and very nice for Envy. These 2 pistol rounds, this is great, because now they're just within spitting distance of winning this game.
And I think Cloud9 is learning a lesson. This comp, not the best for this map. We've tried it. We had defense first. It didn't work out. I wonder if they'll switch things up moving forward or if we'll see split from Cloud9 in the future. But also on the other end, credit to Envy. What they want to do, they are executing well. And this is a big round for mummAy. He is going to be just saving on the Ghost. He'll have the Operator up next, regardless win or lose.
Yeah, they're just playing some good Valorant here, Envy, right? Nothing like jaw-dropping, game-changing. They're simply just playing their angles. Oh, that hurts. I mean, one, because you're getting shot, you know, from the gooch like that, but also aKis way to go there, getting himself 2 out of this. Might actually be able to find himself a third and a fourth. Not bad. You know, they were still going up against some classics there, but you like to see that 4K happen, aKis. It's also going to get him the Raze as well, which could be quite beneficial for them as they go into potentially that round that will give them match point.
He had just 1 clip and was able to spray down 3 players with it. After dropping the Reyna, they all knew where he was at, and aKis makes the play. Look at this. Quick reload comes in, and then the finish. Calypso with the headshot. So aKis did get a reload in the middle there, but very nice shots to mow down the no body armor players. As you take a look now, everyone's got guns in their hands, and a double operator is coming out on D.
Yeah, I actually really like this because at this point, right, we haven't really seen double op played on split quite yet, but it is good because you get a lot of lane control, and they can bring Cypher over toward A and then let Calypso handle the business. But the concern here is that you have 2 players that he's going to have to worry about.
TenZ really concerned of where's aKis playing this time. He shot me in the butt last round, not letting that happen. Wall weak, and they are going to shred it. aKis kind of pinned in this rope room now. Taking a look at the attack from Cloud9, looks like they're starting to lean towards B. They'll be banking on potentially Mitch grabbing that spike if they're able to get control.
There it is.
There's the first pick, though. Calypso holds strong.
And so he's just waiting. Okay, so the TP was there to maybe just try and get a bait off, though, and TenZ headshot will reap the benefits of that, though. aKis still lived inside of that rope room, but you have this off angle being played by kaboose. The moment that they try and commit into this, he's going to be able to get that kill. Finds one, and there's no other choice here for Relyks. He just has to push and hold this one down. Meanwhile, kaboose, a smart switch there. Just go to the Spectre rather than playing with that op. The problem was that Relyks heard that and then was able to pinpoint exactly where that player was going to be located, so he challenged that one quickly. Now that they've made some plays happen here, they got to get this spike down, and Vice needs to fly in. Envy's aKis knows this, so he's just going to wait this one out.
Vice will get it down with a second to spare. And aKis knows now's the time to go. I've got a 1v1 available. Instead, Relyks is going to clutch up his 4th in the round, and Cloud9 pull this one back from the brink.
Yeah, that was an expensive round there for Envy. I like the double op, though. I thought it was great. It just a matter of the way that C9, they were kind of relentless. And also Relyks, credit to him, man, for playing the way that he did. He stayed committed to that angle, even though he knew Calypso was behind him. He also knew that Calypso wasn't going to try and take a fight against him there. He had to worry about what was in front of him at that time.
Mitch was gonna go with the operator this round, picked up from their opponent's last, and Mitch is able to find finesse to open things up. So Envy's big gamble on the double op starting to blow back in their face. And this round, you're looking at the A player that's left over. That's mummAy, and all he's got is a judge, so he's going to stay at the top of the ramp. But if they get on site, he's in trouble.
There's that res that came in early on when he was able to get that. Oh, Boomba could be a little bit of a problem here. It's going to rip that crosshair down. kaboose gets himself 2 kills, looking for another one, but it's TenZ who gets it. Very well done, though, by Calypso off screen. He cleaned up a kill that was going to be pushing in while all the commotion was happening toward B, thus kind of thwarting that plan. Now, though, it's an attempt here by C9 to try and take some space.
Vice has been clean on his last 2 engagements. Unfortunately, though, he is going to lose TenZ. So it's a 1 versus 2. He's making all kinds of noise, and there's the punish. Finesse lets him marinate on it for a moment before the finish. 12-4. Envy is on map point. We should remind everybody this is Envy's map pick. Cloud9 trying out some new things with the composition. and not the start they were looking for after a 9-3 opening half.
That was 100% that Spider-Man meme, you know, the I'm me, you're me, I'm you, like that's what that was.
Huh?
Like, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right.
I don't like to shoot myself.
It could also be Metal Gear Solid. I would imagine people could just add whatever they want to make it, you know, like exclamation mark over the head. So good. All right, well, now match point for Envy here. And even though there have been some brief moments where I've liked what they do as C9, especially seeing Mitch get right back into the fray here, I do think that Envy, with this traditional comp, they're just playing this very well.
You have to love as well, you hear the stinger in the middle of the map, so you know what your opponent's running. And you know at this point, as long as we stay back, they can't do any damage. The Jett's trying to close that gap though, and Calypso puts her down as Mitch is taken out of the final round.
Yeah, 5v2 here now as mummAy secures that kill. A clean shot for aKis, and they know exactly where that last player is going to be. They could just take some space here. They don't know where Spike is, but ultimately it doesn't matter. A 1v5, you're asking a lot out of shinobi here to try and clutch this round up.
And Golden Boy, we kind of touched on it before this map. It's huge to win in such an impressive fashion. A 13-4 is definitely going to give you the round edge moving forward. 13-4, the final score as mummAy finds his third kill of the round. And it's going to be Envy, the underdog, striking first in the best of three.
Yeah, you know, for what it's worth, like, Maui said something pretty funny. He's like, I wish we could make our